Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back, or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. And as always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. December 1st, it is a new month and a challenging month and a very busy month. It is also very easy to get caught up in a lot of mixed energy. There's can be a lot of stress and pressure on us all this month. And I've sat with spirit, believe it or not, for 2 hours this morning about December and about the energy of December and with where we're all at. Good morning, Lisa. It's good to see you. Oh, my little hat, big hair, little hat is the only type of hat that I can wear unless I've got a custom made toque. I do have a custom made toque because I do have so much hair. So thank you very much. December, here we are, 1st of December, and December is bringing us a lot of energy. Like I said, I sat with spirit a couple hours this morning navigating through some of that energy, and I'm here to share what spirit shared with me. We're gearing up for a new year. We are getting closer and closer to 2023. 2022 has brought us a lot of challenges, a lot of growth. 2022 has called us out to sit in what really matters. And the message for December is very similar to that. It's a message for December is about leaning into our own truth and allowing our own truth to reveal that healing and to work through some of that in the next couple of weeks. The energy of December is also bringing us an opportunity to resolve. The word resolve came up into my awareness as well, is to work through some of those processes and kind of work into a place of our own personal resolving, into letting go, into processing, into doing a little bit more of that healing work. I've talked about healing work many times on the channel. We are always in a space of working through and healing. I'm a firm believer that healing does not have an ending. I think that while we're here in the physical world, part of our lessons that we work through is to process and to heal and to learn and to grow. A lot of the energy in December is going to stir up things that need to be resolved. You may be hearing from people that there have been issues with, or you may have them on your mind. And the reason that this is going to come up is because energetically, the universe is asking us to resolve, and resolve can be simply be letting go as well. What that there are sometimes we don't get closure on things, and we often will seek closure and push for closure and to either have it fixed or ended. And sometimes it's just meant to be let go so that we can move forward from that very loving space. I think as we push through some of this energy, it is going to bring us into a preparation for what 2023 is going to be bringing us. And I will be doing a video closer to mid to end December on what I have been channeling with spirit. The one thing that kind of stuck out with for me was this whole piece of truth and what needs to be revealed through us, our own truth, and being able to become a little bit more sturdy, become a little bit more stronger in standing in that personal power. Moving forward is the momentum that 2023 is going to bring us. There's going to be some great things coming, and I'm very excited to be sharing that. The other thing that Spirit talked to me at length about this morning was that space of staying focused on what is important to you, focused on your own importance, the how important you are and what's important to you, and the goals and the dreams and the manifesting that's important to you. Sometimes we step out of that and we kind of lean more into what is important to others, and we kind of take on those roles or those titles, if you will. And that is going to fall back away from many of us. There is going to be many of us that are going to just step out of all of those subtitles. We're still going to have those roles, but we're not going to title ourselves as much going forward into the new year, and as well as into the years coming. Because the reason for that is we are being asked to take ourselves in as a whole and not in bits and pieces. Sometimes we hold ourselves in bits and pieces. I'm this and I'm this and I'm a bit of this. And Spirit's asking us to pull all of that into who we are as a whole and not necessarily in bits and pieces. I hope that I'm able to verbalize that clearly. If not, please let me know and I'll try and go a little bit deeper on that. But we hold ourselves in different roles in different spaces, and we forget who we are authentically when we do that. So looking at yourself more as a whole unit rather than those subtitles that we have and those different roles that we have, because we are much more than those titles and we're much more than those roles. Hi there, Dan. Good morning. No worries to be apologizing for being late. That's okay. So this whole focus part, I love my little hat. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. This whole focus on what is important to you and to stay true to you and not kind of lean into the negative interferences that we may perceive that are around us. Those negative influences, we as hard as it is, and I know this part's can be a bit of a struggle, we need to work a little bit harder on staying more focused on who we really are and not leaning into those negative interferences, those negative, whether it be situations or other people or what's going on in the world. We need to lean further and further out of that. And I said to Spirit, why do we need like I understand negative energy and how it affects us, but what's so symbolic here? Because it just felt so symbolic to me. And the reason is the more that we lean out of those negative interferences, the less power those negative interferences have collectively. And I had that, that makes so much sense moment. We feed into things, we feed into other energies, we feed into other people, we feed into what's going on around us by leaning in too much. And Spirit saying, step outside of that now. Really work hard this month on stepping outside of that and coming back into who you are. The other thing that came up, and I know this is going to be something that you all already know, but it's really time to put it into practice, is the essence of joy does not come from external things. It doesn't come from a new shirt or a new gift. It doesn't come from that. The essence of joy comes from within, but it also comes from that giving position of giving, like giving of your time, giving of, of service. Is there anybody that that needs a little bit of help with, with snow removal or a little bit of help with grocery shopping? Giving into that vibration of joy and giving into what you can do does not have to be a monetary or a physical item in order to bring that. And this time of year, I think we all kind of fall into that trap where we think, oh, we got to buy, we got to spend, we've got to cook. And there is a lot of simple, and Spirit is really pushing this whole simplicity with getting back to basics, if you will, with wanting less, and leaning into that, because there's a lot of feel goods. There's a lot of feel goods when we pick that up. If just think about it this way for just a moment. If somebody goes out of their way and thinks of you and pops by and says, you know what, Dan, I'm going to pop by and just take you out for a car ride, or I'm going to pop by and help you, clean your house. That has such a profound vibration of giving versus taking yourself into debt or running around in a packed mall. Spirit's really been pushing for a while, and I know we all know these things, but what Spirit is saying for the month of December is try living it. Really try living it. And I think that we struggle with knowing all these things, because we do know all these things. And I said this to Spirit, they're going to know all these things, right? Like, and I said that, I literally said that to Spirit. Everybody knows all these things. We know it. And Spirit said, now practice it. Now practice it. Practice trying that. Practice the less of physical things, the less of the hustle and bustle, the less of trying to please people, and lean in more onto the focused energy. Lean into more of that. Lean into more of the essence of who you are. Lean into the gifts that you have within you. We all have spiritual gifts. Every single one of us, whether we tap into them or not, we are all connected. We all have that loving energy within us, and we all have the ability to kind of get into a deeper alignment within that. And December is going to call us out on that. We're going to be called out. We're going to be called out to resolve. We're going to be called out to focus. We're going to be called out to say, hey, what don't you want to take with you into the next calendar year? And how do you want to enter into that? I think that Spirit is going to turn it up really loud this month with that. So don't be surprised if things start bubbling up within you, like, just kind of like things that need to be resolved or that you need to be put down. It's really going to be bubbling up, and it's a good thing. We kind of struggle here in the human world with things that don't feel good at the moment. We tend to lean into more of what feels good, and fair enough, nobody likes to not feel good, but sometimes in order to get there, in order to get that momentum into feeling good, some of these things that need to be resolved or let go or processed, some of these things that we need to focus on, that's why the repeat patterns come up. Right. So when you think about repeat patterns in your life, just for a moment, I think we're going to see a lot of repeat patterns or things that kind of come barreling into our awareness. And it's because we're being called out to lean in, to shift how we're thinking about it and shift how we're holding it. We don't have to hold on to every single experience that we've had. And the resolve is going to bring, the word that follows resolve, it's going to bring forgiveness. When we resolve something, when we process something, when we put something down, that is the vibration of forgiveness, whether it be for ourselves or rather, because forgiveness is a big thing for you, but it also helps free that other person as well. And even if you think, well, they don't deserve my forgiveness, or, perhaps what they did was quite dark, but when you set them free from that, when you just set them free, that's their learning, that's their processes. It's going to get you through to a very new place for 2023. And I think some parts of this video will really have an aha moment when I do my energy update and my predictions for 2023. I think you'll go back and you'll say, now I know why Spirit wanted us to go through this focus and go through this resolve. Excuse me. I also really felt from Spirit this morning with the channeling that I did, is I really felt that many of us are going to be taking the hands of our spirit guides. Spirit did show me that many of us are going to be reaching into the angelics for that guidance. And also there seemed to be this a louder vibration with the openness. There's a louder vibration with openness. And that just made me I was like, this is so delicious. I was salivating. But there's this openness that's coming forward for us as well in December. I think many of us, I won't say all of us, but many of us are going to crack a little bit more to that open side, with that little bit more of loving the authentic self and a little bit more of loving that journey, even the parts that scrape our knees and give us those bumps and bruises. There was also a softening energy come mid-December, right just before the 25th. There's a softening energy collectively going on as well. It kind of made me a little bit of emotional when I was sitting there channeling some of that vibration. There's going to be a softening collectively. So it would be interesting to hear your perspective mid-December, if you're kind of feeling some of that softening as we work through. And it makes sense when you think about it. If we're going through some resolve and we're going through more focus, energetically, we are going to feel more open and softer and a different alignment. I have picked up the momentum on my journaling. Journaling, I know some of you may cringe. Sometimes it's my favorite thing to do, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I really don't want to journal. But journaling is a great way to process and kind of get your focus back, or to go through some of the resolving that needs to be done. Being able to put how we're feeling in writing, being able to read it and let it go is a powerful tool. So if you're struggling with the resolve, I would try a little bit of journaling. I would also try a little bit of, of letting go that way with, perhaps journaling. And if you feel pulled to burn to let go, that helps you let go with, so that you can navigate through some of the resolve. And I think once we navigate through some of this resolve, the whole focus part, it's hard to focus, isn't it? When we've got so much going on that we're holding on to, it really affects our focus. Focus and resolve were two big, powerful energies this morning that Spirit wanted me to come and talk about here, because it's going to come into the forefront. So as you navigate through this month, if you're finding things popping up, if you're finding old situations reoccurring, if you're finding people wanting to talk about their past experiences, things that maybe didn't go right in relationships. If you find that you're a little bit agitated with people, have a moment, because you're being asked to resolve it. Have a moment where you say, okay, I'm just going to use Dan as an example. Have a moment. So let's say Dan, something comes up between Dan and I, and it's like, oh, this again with Dan and I. Have a moment to think, okay, how can I resolve this? How can I express how I'm feeling? What do I need to hear from Dan to resolve this? Because that's going to come up. And I think it's going to come, like, if you're not already seeing it, it's going to come up. So, and it's about the resolve. So when that comes up, pause for a moment before you kind of have that knee-jerk reaction with agitation and anger. Have that moment of what needs to be resolved. And then you can lean and say, well, I really don't want to resolve it, because it's hard to resolve things. Some things we don't like the messy, right? We truly don't like messy. But when we work through that resolve, it's going to bring me to a space of focus. I'll be able to focus more when this is resolved. Don't be afraid to navigate through the messy, because I really feel for those of us who are going to navigate through some of this resolve and focus, it's going to open doors for 2023. And I think we all are ready for that. I think we're all ready for open doors. I think we're all ready for growth. I think we're all ready for that momentum. And I think many of us are ready to go forward, because that was the other thing that I seen with Spirit, was as I was channeling for the month of December, I was seeing a lot of footsteps forward. A lot of footsteps forward. And, some of them were huge leaps forward and some of them were tiny steps forward. But that's what we're going to be going through in 2023. There's a lot of forward, and I don't want to let too much out. And I'm also not finished sitting with Spirit for 2023 as well. I know I need to do a little bit more meditation and some trance there to get more information for you all for 2023. Yeah, so let's just take a look at some of the comments. I do have to work this morning. I also have to upload. I have a video and an announcement that I'm going to upload this morning as well. I'm really excited to bring you something. My Christmas gift to you will be posted today. Dan is ready to be called out. I'm used to things being a turbulent time anyway. Dan, I would really kind of lean into working through some of that processes. I always have struggled with writing my thoughts down. I know it would be helpful for me. However, I feel like a video journal would be easier for someone like me with ADHD, maybe a YouTube vlog. Dan, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. You're 100% right, Dan. It doesn't have to be a writing journal. So for those of you who struggle with writing, speaking into a video on your phone, and you can use the delete option as a way of letting it go and releasing, or you can start your own vlog and use it to share and to help other people. I love that idea, Dan. Thank you very much for sharing that. There's a bunch of messy in this little world right now to work through. We can do it. Dan, 100%. And I also want to add to that, Dan, we are working through it. I really feel that there are more and more people Just when I look at my own little business, so in the perspective of the globe, I'm a drop. I'm a spot, and more people are coming to me. I am busier, I think, than I've ever been with teaching, and with people seeking guidance and looking for that light at their feet from spirit. I think more and more people are leaning in collectively to help one another. I think that there's a lot more shifts going on right now than perhaps what we realize. And the reason that we struggle with seeing that is the focus on the negativity, which brings me back to what Spirit said about leaning out of the focus of what's negative or what's lacking, because we do lean into that because of that big old microphone of social media. It's everywhere all the time, and we're so aware of it. And we lean into that, the horribles. The balance is, and there is a lot of horribles. I am not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that we are going through a lot of processes in healing, and a lot of things have been called, a lot of darkness is being called to the light, and there is a little bit of energetic balance that's going through some adjustment. But I think that more and more people are standing in what needs to be fixed and what's standing and what needs to be right, and we're getting better and better at navigating through that. I will always lean in on the side of hope when it comes to humanity. I will always lean into that because spirit has so much hope, and spirit brings forward so much light. And it's us as humans, we're the ones that need to grab at that, right? We have choices in this physical world, and we need to be the ones to grab at, no, that's not right. And I'm going to do my part to shine a light brighter. And if we all shine that light brighter, imagine how brilliantly bright this world will be. I'm really excited for what's coming for December. I am going to upload it. I've already recorded it. I just haven't uploaded it yet this morning. I am going to upload it. I hope that you enjoy it. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you have not yet. I am wishing you a beautiful start to your day. You are very welcome, Dan. You're very welcome. We all journey together. I'm a big believer in that. We all journey together, and I get a lot of joy and a lot of learning from all of you here on the channel as well. I really hope that you know that. I love coming on here and having these discussions. I love what you teach me, and I love how you have all pushed me. You have all pushed me on this channel. You've pushed me to believe even more in myself. You've pushed me to really grab on tight to that confidence, to show up. When you look back at the beginning days of the YouTube channel here, I was a little wobbly in the confidence, compared to where I am now, and its growth. And you know what? It was you all that gave it to me. It was you all. It was, you cheered for me, you encouraged me, you were kind to me, and so it's a win-win for everybody here, including myself. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit-guided day.